even if the rumor is true, it won't determine whether, it doesn't automatically mean Doug Pederson will fail. Hey guys, it's your girl Delia with PhilaDehliaEagles.com. Coming to you with a rumor. Now, I don't normally dabble in the rumor spectrum. Like, I just don't like it. I think it's a bunch of BS and it's usually pointless. But in this case, this rumor kind of reaffirms some kind of already existing thoughts I've been having about kind of what's going on with the Eagles and the way Doug Pederson came on board, and kind of the emotional way we let Chip go just kind of seemed like a rash type of decision. So anyways, as the title says, first of all, I need to shout out, what was his name? Where are you? Myron Vessel. So he sent me this link. I'm assuming he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. And there was an article on Arrowhead Pride, I believe is the website, and talking about Doug Pederson, his time in Kansas City. So the rumor is that he and Doug Pederson and his secretary had an affair, or had an ongoing affair. And to the point where it became an issue within the Kansas City, kind of their whole staff, and it became a thing. And basically, they were going to let Doug Pederson go. So Pederson was getting fired. He wasn't going to have a job unless some other team rehired him, right? Well, according to the text, which I'll try and post, there's 3 things that concern me about this, if it's true. Again, it's a rumor. I'm not going to get all like, oh, scandal, whatever, because I know for a fact that several NFL coaches, a majority of NFL coaches probably have their own little scandalous affair or two. It happens, right? Rich men in power, it's kind of a thing that's known. But the problem I have with this is, well, one, it's our head coach right now, but that the scandal affected the Kansas City Chiefs during that season to the point where he was going to be let go. But Eagles come in and save the day and scoop him up. Now, according to the text here, essentially, Andy Reid talked Pederson up to the Eagles so that we would take him off his hands, so that he wouldn't have to fire Pederson. In a sense, he did his homie a solid and gave him a promotion by handing him off to the Eagles, and killing 2 birds with 1 stone, gets to hook his homie up with a job he's probably not qualified for, and gets to stick it to the Eagles, who had let him go, and all that drama. So that's one thing. Now the other is something that when we first hired Doug Pederson, I had questions about his ability to actually be a head coach, because there was some question about how much control or actual play calling he did during the season, and it was thought like he didn't really do much, that Andy Reid still called all the plays. Then they started saying, well, during the second, he would call plays during the second half of games. And in these texts from some source, or a couple of sources, it was said that Andy Reid and Doug Pederson both agreed to lie about that fact, saying that Doug Pederson did call plays when in actual reality he didn't. So, it makes the Eagles, organization it makes them look like chumps in a sense. And if any of this is true, it's concerning, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it. And I know I normally don't talk about this stuff, but I feel like, I don't know, man. because it reaffirms my thoughts, like, I'm concerned about Doug Pederson's experience, and I'm concerned that he's not the type of guy that can lead. He's the type of guy that follows and just shadows people. So, yeah, this raises a lot of concerns, again, if it's true. If the Eagles management didn't do proper vetting of Doug Pederson, it confirms my thoughts that this whole coaching switch was an emotional, not thought out, rash decision, which is poor business. So the way Chip Kelly was let go was kind of like a surprise, being let go early before Black Monday, yet not having a candidate lined up and being one of the last teams to actually hire a coach. That didn't make sense to me. And then getting Doug Pederson, and I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm gonna put like I'll try and put the text like overlaid in the video, and then I'll put the link in the description. But I don't know, man. It just, everything is so concerning this off season, you know. And I think whether this rumor is true or not, Eagles are still in this position, and I think even if the rumor is true, it won't determine whether it doesn't automatically mean Doug Pederson will fail. Okay, I'm not saying that. I think ultimately, in order for Doug Pederson to succeed, and this was my thought before this rumor and before, you know, all these other kind of things that are being known, my thought was Doug Pederson, in order for him to succeed, it's about the people he has around him, because he's going to be relying heavily on them. He's not going to be the one taking charge, calling all the plays, making all the big moves. It's the defensive coordinators and the people that he brings in and surrounds himself with that he'll be relying on more to take the lead in those positions. So, I'm not saying he's gonna fail. I'm saying in order for him to succeed, we gotta have the right people around him. So hopefully that happens. We shall see. Kind of a weird thing to be talking about, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I will be posting my FanDuel video probably on Sunday or Monday, so stay tuned if you want to play in that tournament. And shout out to everybody sending me their MLB picks and tips and all that. It's very helpful. So anyways, I guess I'll just sign out. Leave me with your thoughts, and I'll be back soon. So it's your girl Dehlia with PhilaDehliaEagles.com signing off. E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!